My husband is dead, everyone mourned for him at the funeral. I was the only one who didn't shed a tear. His mother scolded me angrily. You are such a heartless person. How could you be so cold and indifferent? You shouldn't have agreed to let him marry you in the first place. Why am I so indifferent? Because I know he's not dead. At this moment, he was accompanying his white moonlight to see the obstetrics and gynecology department. When I arrived at the venue, the place was already packed. And everyone was dressed in sorrow. The central coffin was surrounded by wreaths. I didn't expect that Mr. Song would die young. Yes, it's such a pity. I heard that he is in the late stage of cancer. Hasn't Master Song always been in good health? How could he get this disease? Several people I knew reached out to me and asked for my condolences. It was like a bolt from the blue. He walked forward with numb legs, and on the black and white photo, there was Song Yi's gentle and affectionate face. This is the photo I took of him, my favorite one. How so? We had clearly talked on the phone 2 days ago and agreed to travel to Sonia for our 4th anniversary. How could we meet again in such a scene? Song's mother fell to the ground, crying out of breath. The meeting lasted for 2 hours. I took Song's mother, who had fainted from crying, back to the 2nd floor. Mom, don't be sad, I'm here. Who wouldn't be sad? My heart felt like it was being pinched by a pair of big hands. Suddenly, the phone in my pocket vibrated. On the SMS interface, there is a picture sent from an unfamiliar number. The photo shows a man and a woman walking side by side, behaving intimately in front of the door of the obstetrics and gynecology department. In an instant, my blood froze. The man in the photo turned out to be my husband who died an hour ago, and the woman standing next to him is my sister, Su Wenhan. I quietly came out of the room, with trembling fingers. He dialed the unfamiliar number. The call was connected quickly. The man's deep voice came. Mrs. Song. I tried my best to hide my anger. Photos. Where did you get them from? It was taken today. What? Are you sad because I disturbed you? The man's voice sounded like laughter. He was right. I was immersed in sorrow. But this photo made all my emotions a joke. He's already dead. Where did this photo come from? The man sneered. Dead, Mrs. Song. Believe it or not, if you open the coffin lid now, it will be empty inside. He lied to you. If you don't believe me, see you at the office building in the center of Haicheng at 3 p.m. tomorrow. You get to see the people you miss. After hanging up the phone, I realized that I was sweating profusely. Staring at the photo on the phone, I clenched my teeth tightly. The next afternoon, I drove to the office building in the city center. In the coffee shop, a familiar figure, legs crossed. Seeing me come in, the man stood up. Mrs. Song, the person who came here is very familiar to me. He is Song Yiwen's mortal enemy, Ju Xingji. I dodged his outstretched hand and got straight to the point. Where is he? You mean? The feud between Ju Xingji and Song Yiwen started from the ancestors of the two families. Before the Song family came to Haicheng, the Ju family had always been the local boss of Haicheng, monopolized the business chain for decades. Later, the Song family moved into Haicheng, and in less than 2 days they had eaten up half of the Ju family's customers. As the young master of their respective families, the two seemed to be incompatible. Ju Xingji smiled and pointed outside the glass window. Isn't that it? I looked in the direction of the sound and saw a tall man leading a petite woman out of a hotel in an alley. I would not mistake that figure even if it turned into ashes. It was indeed Song Yiwen. My hands holding the coffee were shaking and my fingertips were starting to turn white. Before coming here, I wondered if it was an enemy of the Song family who wanted to take advantage of Song Yiwen's absence to cause trouble for me. I am ready for everything, but I never thought that the photos could be real. Looking at the intimate man and woman in front of me, I widened my eyes in disbelief. How so? Song Yiwen is not dead, he is alive and well, and he is cheating on his wife. Why? Married for 4 years, he loves me dearly. Now, everything in front of me gave me a bloody slap in the face. It makes me miserable. I couldn't help but start to wonder, is he really Song Yiwen? No, it won't be him. Song Yiwen loves me so much. How could it be him? This must be Ju Xingji's conspiracy. He deliberately sent me the photos and asked me to come out and see it all. It must be to alienate the relationship between me and the Song family. I looked at him angrily. Why did you have to find a fake one to fool me? What on earth do you want to do? Ju Singji seemed to have expected this and was not annoyed. Instead, he explained nonchalantly, I knew you wouldn't believe it, Song Yiwen is fake. But what about Su Wenhan beside him? Could she be fake too, Mrs. Song? Stop lying to yourself. Every word he said was like a slap in the face. Force me to accept the facts in front of me. Yeah, I was just fooling myself. How can there be two people in the world who are so similar? I just can't accept the fact that I was deceived by Song Yiwen. I clenched my fists, stood up suddenly, and wanted to rush to him to ask him why he did this. But Ju Singji grabbed his wrist. If you go over now, you'll only alert the enemy. Go back and have a good rest. At that moment, I squatted down helplessly. Tears fell drop by drop from the corners of my eyes. Why did it turn out like this? I returned home in despair. As you enter the door, you will see the wedding photo of Song Yiwen and I. I stroked the photo. The scene from that afternoon came to my mind. For a moment, my brain seemed to be disconnected. I raised my hand and smashed the bag in my hand to pieces. Glass exploded at my feet. I was lost in memories. Song Yiwen and I met during the year when I was in the most embarrassing situation. I am the only daughter of the Su family. My parents' marriage is a business one, but they are very loving. I am very happy, until my mother discovered that my father was cheating on me. The once happy family was shattered. Unable to accept the betrayal, my mother committed suicide by slitting her wrists in front of me. That was also the most difficult year for me. The father brought his mistress and child to the house. The girl in the pink princess dress is only 1 year younger than me. She was held in her father's arms and smiled triumphantly. I don't understand why the gentle and kind father from before changed so suddenly. He said he never loved his mother or me. I went crazy and wanted to kick Su Wenhan out, but he slapped her hard in the face. If you keep doing this, get out of the house. I ran out of the house that day and it was raining heavily outside. I walked on the bridge in the rain. It was Song Yiwen who saved me. He took me home and said he would seek justice for me. He was 18 years old that year. Make my father kneel down and apologize to me. And he announced in front of all the people of Haicheng, anyone who bullies Su Luoluo is against the Song family. I fell irresistibly in love with him. Fall in love with him and marry him. I thought we would always be happy until a while ago when he suddenly became abnormal. He was listless and always joked with me about what I would do if he died. I was so scared that I immediately said I would take him to the hospital for a checkup, but he laughed and hugged me in his arms, and said to me affectionately, I'm just kidding, how can I bear to die with you here? Less than 2 days later, news of his death came. I didn't have time to grieve. I discovered that he was cheating on me, and the person he cheated with was my lifelong enemy. Thoughts return. Many messages popped up on the phone, all from Ju Singji. There are dozens of photos, all taken secretly from various angles, corresponding to Song Yiwen in different periods. After being with him for 4 years, my memory of him is almost engraved in my bones. There was even a photo of them meeting on our 3rd anniversary. They were already together at this time. He clearly said that he was going on a business trip to attend a meeting that day. Unexpectedly, they had been secretly communicating with each other for more than a year right under my nose, maybe even longer. At this moment, my anger has reached its peak. I asked Ju Singji what he wanted to do. Calm down, I just want you to see his true face. Yeah, not to mention, he and I have never had any intersection. Furthermore, I had heard from Song Yiwen before that Ju Singji was a sinister and cunning person. I don't believe him. You are just trying to threaten me with this. Tell me what you want, even though Song Yiwen treated me like this. But the Song family is also my savior. I can't just condemn them all with one blow. If anything happened to Song Yiwen, the Song family would be doomed. I don't want to see such a scene. Ju Singji sighed. Am I that kind of person in your eyes? I didn't answer, so he continued. Well, there is indeed an auction tomorrow, and I hope you can come with me. I was about to refuse. Ju Singji then continued. Song Yiwen will also come. I have some doubts. Since he faked his death, how could he appear in public, after all? The entire Haicheng now knows that Song Yiwen is dead. To take a picture of the sea star for Su Wenhan. Sea star, it was a relic left by my mother, and after my mother died, it was taken away by my father. I didn't expect it to appear now. Song Yiwen had seen this necklace before. He said he would definitely find it back for me. But now I have to take a picture of my enemy. I accepted Ju Xingji's invitation for no other reason. I want to see what Song Yiwen is trying to do. The auction is approaching. Ju Xingji sent someone to pick me up early. After getting off the car, I saw Song Yiwen from a distance wearing a suit and a mask. He led Su Wenhan into the venue as if he had found a treasure. I have seen such scenes before. I can't help but still feel sad. He is my husband. He is the man I have loved for 4 years. But now he is with another woman. She is still the woman I hate most in my life. I forced myself to stay calm and followed Ju Xingji into the venue. The place where he sat was just above Song Yiwen. Here, I can clearly see his every move, watching him holding Su Wenhan's hand tightly, with their fingers interlocked. Then he gently covered her with a shawl. They look like a loving couple. My breathing was rapid and my chest heaved violently. I wish I could go up to them right now and give them each a hard slap. Before coming here, I gave myself psychological counseling. Be sure to stay calm, in front of so many people. I exposed more than just Song Yiwen's identity. It was a slap in the face of the Song family. But when I actually saw this scene, I almost lost control. Fortunately, Ju Xingji stopped me. The Ocean Star was the finale of the auction. As soon as it appeared, countless people drove up the price. This was my mother's dowry when she got married, but it was stolen by someone with ulterior motives after she committed suicide. I was too young and incapable at that time. Now, I raised the sign in my hand without hesitation. Soon after, Song Yiwen, who was sitting at the lower side, also raised the price. Even after reaching 40 million, he still didn't show any sign of stopping. Spend a fortune to win a beauty's smile. Quite a few people were already looking towards them. Who is that? 40 million without blinking an eye. The lady sitting next to him is from the Su family. Right, she is really spending a fortune just to make a beautiful woman smile. I'm so envious. Could this be her boyfriend? I listened to the discussions around me, and my hands, which were clutching the corner of my clothes, turned slightly pale. 40 million. Although the Song family is wealthy, but we have always been low-key. Even when we got married, we only spent 10 million. And now, he just wanted to buy a necklace for Su Wenhan. I felt like a deflated ball, and my hands dropped helplessly. I didn't expect the price to be this high when I came here. I have reached my limit, in the end. The necklace was bought by Su Wenhan for 40 million. The auction is over, everyone left. Su Wenhan, who was walking in front of me, turned around and locked his eyes on me. Then he covered his mouth in shock and said, "Sister, why are you here? Are you here for this necklace as well?" She proudly showed off the sea star she had just photographed around her neck. What a pity. I said I didn't want it, but my brother insisted on buying it for me. I'm really sorry, he just loves me too much. It started when Su Wenhan came to the Su family. I knew she was good at acting and lying, so she can always get everyone to stand on her side, and I am always the one who is abandoned. I thought Song Yiwen was different. He was there for me, loved me, and had my back during my hardest times. But now the love he gave me is also given to Su Wenhan, and more intensely. Su Wenhan's words were like sharp thorns piercing my heart. I couldn't bear it any longer. So I raised my hand and slapped it hard on her smug face. The slap was extremely powerful. All the anger of being deceived and humiliated was concentrated between his fingers. "Ah!" Su Wenhan screamed. She covered her face with her hands and tears instantly burst out. "Sister, why did you hit me?" Song Yiwen, who heard the noise not far away, immediately pushed through the crowd and walked over. He pushed me away. He held Su Wenhan's face in his hands with heartache, and looked at her carefully, as if he was afraid that something might have gone wrong with her. Then he looked at me angrily. "Are you crazy? Why did you hit her?" Maybe he was too angry. The muscles moved the mask and it accidentally fell off. His face was exposed to everyone. "Oh my God, isn't this the young master of the Song family? How come he is here, killed by explosion? Is that crazy? Could it be that he is not dead, but was caught by Mrs. Song while accompanying the young lady from the Su family? Wasn't Master Song very nice to his wife before? How could this happen?" The discussion grew louder. "It reminds me of when I was in love, because he loves me." When it rained, Song Yiwen didn't want to let my shoes get wet, so he carried me on his back for more than 10 kilometers. Because he loves me, he spent a year learning from a chef just to cook the dishes I like. Everyone in Haicheng knows that the young master of the Song family is infatuated with me. I wish I could pick all the hearts in the sky as a betrothal gift. And now, after not seeing each other for many days, my late husband snatched my mother's belongings for another woman. Scold me in public for another woman. Song Yihan obviously didn't expect the mask to fall off suddenly. The expression on his face froze for a moment, and he covered his face guiltily. I sneered, "Long time no see, my husband, won't you explain this to me?" Before Song Yiwen could say anything, Su Wenhan immediately stepped forward and protected him behind him, with an expression as if ready to die. "Sister, don't be angry, it's my fault, don't blame brother Yiwen." When I saw her face, the anger that had just subsided in me instantly flared up again. He raised his hand and slapped her in the face again. Su Wenhan didn't stand firmly and was knocked to the ground by me in an instant. Song Yiwen got anxious and yelled at me, "What are you doing? Qingqing is innocent. Why did you hit her?" I think it's funny. Innocent? Doesn't Su Wenhan just want to see me doing well and wants to snatch away everything I cherish from me? Doesn't he understand? And he didn't even offer to explain. He just convicted me. 4 years of relationship became a joke at this moment. Do I need a reason to beat her? Have you forgotten what you said? That you would teach her a lesson every time you see her? Why, you ended up in bed while we were beating each other. You even faked your own death to deceive me. Song Yiwen. Is this how you love me? Others don't know. And Song Yiwen had seen it. He saw with his own eyes Su Wenhan pulling my hair and making me eat with the dog. I saw with my own eyes how I was bullied in the Su family. Now he says Su Wenhan is innocent. This is such a huge joke. How dare he? When I was afraid that he would follow the same path as his father, he swore on his life countless times. Are these all fake? Everyone can accept it. Why was it Su Wenhan? Luo, can you calm down a little? It's her mother who is the third party, not her. And she just wanted to improve your relationship before. She explained all this to me. It was a misunderstanding. Can you please stop making a fuss? Promoting affection. Did promoting affection nearly get me killed? I stared at Song Yiwen, trying to see a trace of the love he once had in his eyes, but obviously it failed. He looked at me vigilantly like an eagle, afraid that I would do something to hurt Su Wenhan again in the next second. The eyes that used to look at me with tenderness now look at me as an enemy. Brother Yiwen, please don't talk to me like that. It's normal for me to hate me. It's me who made me become like this. There's nothing between me and brother Yiwen. Don't have any grudges against me. Sister, if you don't like me, I'll leave now. Su Wenhan wiped away her tears, as if she had suffered great injustice. Then she stood up, lifted her skirt and ran outside. Lightly, Song Yiwen followed without hesitation. Suddenly, a small car came speeding in front of the door, and Su Wenhan was knocked to the ground before he could avoid it. Screams were heard everywhere. Song Yiwen picked her up with trembling hands. It hurts so much. Brother Yiwen, please don't quarrel with me. Blood continued to flow out from under her body. Su Wenhan cried with tears streaming down her face. "Child, my child, Su Wenhan is pregnant." I stood there dumbfounded. Forgetting what I should do, I just watched Song Yiwen collapse and call for an ambulance, and his eyes were full of resentment when he looked at me. "If anything happens to Qingqing, I won't let you go." The sighs of people around me came into my ears, mixed with laughter and sympathy. This was nothing more than Song Yiwen slapping me hard in front of everyone. He cares more about Su Wenhan than me, and I, Mrs. Song, am like his enemy. It leaves me speechless. I arrived at the hospital last. The lights in the operating room were still on. Song Yiwen contacted all authoritative doctors and was determined to save the baby in Su Wenhan's belly. Watching him busying about, for a moment, I seemed to see myself when I was sick in the past, just a minor cold. Song Yiwen was terrified. He drove dozens of kilometers to take me to the hospital in the city center and stayed with me the whole night without closing his eyes. It was not until my fever subsided that he hugged me and cried, "You scared me to death. What should I do if something happens to you?" It's happening again now. The person who made him most worried turned out to be Su Wenhan. The lights in the operating room went out. The doctor came out, Who is the family member? Song Yiwen hurried forward, anxious like an ant on a hot pot, and asked, Doctor, how is it? Are you hers? He answered without hesitation, Husband. I pulled my lips together, trying to control my emotions. The child can't be saved. The adults need to have a good rest. With these words, Song Yiwen was struck by lightning and staggered 2 steps. Then he stood up and walked towards me, raising his hand and slapping me in the face. The sound echoed in the hospital corridors. When I realized what was happening, my face suddenly felt burning with pain. Song Yiwen looked at me with gnashing teeth. Are you satisfied now? How can you be so vicious and not tolerate her? She is innocent. Why do you insist on holding her back? A trace of confusion flashed across my eyes. It took me a long while to react. He actually hit me, for Su Wenhan. He even went so far as to attack me. Not to mention that Su Wenhan's car accident had nothing to do with me. Secondly, her life or death has nothing to do with me, and their child. He never explained it from beginning to end. Why is it my fault? All the moments we spent together in love over the years have now been forgotten by him. The vows he made to protect me for the rest of my life have become shackles. Has he forgotten that I am his legally married wife, and Su Wenhan is the mistress who destroys other people's families? I looked at him, my voice trembling. You hit me. Song Yiwen didn't expect that he would actually do it, but he was just too angry. I was so angry that I couldn't control my behavior. Don't you need to explain to me, whose child is Su Wenhan's? I knew the result long ago, but I still held on to a glimmer of hope. What if I'm overthinking it? What if the baby in the belly is not his? But my expectations were dashed. Song Yiwen's face looked as ugly as if he had swallowed a fly. After a long while, he said in a muffled voice, I was wrong in this matter. I didn't control myself well. It has nothing to do with Ching Ching. You shouldn't blame her. I was so angry that I laughed. Tears fell uncontrollably. It has nothing to do with her. Song Yiwen, why did you suddenly change your heart? Why did you treat me like this? Su Wenhan is innocent, so am I not innocent? Unexpectedly, Song Yiwen didn't buy it at all. He snorted coldly. Stop pretending. You're with me just for the Song family's property. If I fake my death and get out, isn't that what you want? I looked at him in disbelief. The question stuck in his mouth. How could he think so? Over the years, I have been with him, busying around and doing my best, all for the sake of making the Song family better and better. He actually thought that I was only after the Song family's property. What? Did I guess your thoughts? Ching Ching is right. You are indeed a very cunning woman. If she hadn't told me, I don't know how long I would have been kept in the dark. So that's how it is. No wonder Su Wenhan could get close to him. It was because he believed Su Wenhan's lies. How ironic. All these years, everything I have done is a joke. I laughed at myself, for the sake of the Song family's property. I have never had such an idea. Have you forgotten that all the money I have was forced upon me by you as you said you wanted to give it to me? Now you doubt me because of Su Wenhan's words. Having said that, I paused. He used up all his strength to say this. Well, since you believe her so much, let's get a divorce. Song Yiwen, just treat my love for you as a waste of time. Anyway, everyone in Haicheng already knows that I am the one who was abandoned. Anyway, Song Yiwen, who loved me the most, is dead. There's no point in getting entangled any further. I suddenly felt tired of questioning and doubting. I just want to escape now. I thought Song Yiwen would be happy after I said this. After all, compared to pestering him, my current approach will undoubtedly make him feel much more relaxed. However, he did sneer. Divorce, Su Luoluo. There's no need for you to say such things to keep me. You love me so much. Are you willing to let me go? Yes. He knows it himself. I love him so much, because he is all I have. But the one I love is Song Yiwen, who only has eyes for me. It was Song Yiwen who regarded me as a treasure, instead of the Song Yiwen in front of me who beat me, hated me, and changed his mind. What did he take my love for? Could it be that he has changed his mind? Should I continue to wait? So disgusting. When I think of those countless days and nights when I missed him, he was entangled with Su Wenhan. I just wanted to vomit and felt sick all over. How could he say that so matter-of-factly? Wouldn't his heart hurt? No wonder. He was sure that I loved him, so he was so blatantly nice to Su Wenhan. In his eyes, he He probably thought that even if I found out, I would still forgive him. But he should know better than me. The thing I hate most in my life is cheating. First the father, then him. I'm serious, Song Yiwon. I will divorce you, and the agreement will be drafted tomorrow. That's it. I'm really too tired. At this moment, I was completely disappointed in him and didn't want to say another word, turn around and leave. Song Yiwon then realized that I seemed to be serious. He suddenly became anxious. After the divorce, who do you think will want you? That's harsh to say. Those who truly understand you know where your wounds are. So he sprinkled the salt accurately. No one really wanted me. My mother left me and my father abandoned me. Now he's betrayed me too. Song Yiwon. I have to say, you are really cruel. Just when I was embarrassed, suddenly, a shadow covered the top of my head. Me. Ju Singji stood behind me. He took me into his arms, chuckling, leave early. I'm waiting to take up my post. Ju Singji, Luo Luo, why is he here? Song Yiwon widened his eyes and his gaze moved between me and Ju Singji. I suddenly felt the urge for revenge. Since he can protect Su Wenhan, why can't I be with Ju Singji? Because he's going to be my boyfriend. I cooperated and held Ju Singji's arm. Master Song, I'm leaving now. Please sign the agreement on time and don't delay my good deeds. Song Yiwon shouted angrily. Su Luo Luo, even if you are jealous, there should be a limit, right? Find Ju Singji to provoke me. You know how much I hate him. He didn't believe that I had changed my mind, just like I didn't believe that he fell in love with Su Wenhan. Does Song Yiwon love me? Something that is beyond doubt. Otherwise he wouldn't have stayed with me when I was despised by others. But this love changes rapidly. It transferred from me to Su Wenhan. I am unwilling to accept this. I'm unwilling to let all the feelings I've had for so many years go to waste. So Song Yiwon's speculation is understandable. Seeing that I was silent, Song Yiwon suddenly became crazy. Are you so cheap that you want to make my life difficult? Su Luo Luo, you are so cheap. One sentence ended all my thoughts. I chuckled. You're right, I'm indeed cheap, otherwise I wouldn't have been in your hands for the past 4 years. But don't worry, I won't pester you anymore. After saying that, I pulled Ju Singji and turned around and left without hesitation. I don't know if it was my illusion, but I seemed to hear the sound of Song Yiwon smashing things angrily behind me. But maybe I heard it wrong. He should be happy if I don't bother him. After all, I chose to back down, so he can be with Su Wenhan openly. When I came out of the hospital, I realized that I was still holding Ju Singji's hand. Quickly let go. Thanks. No, if it weren't for him, I would probably still be kept in the dark. Ju Singji chuckled. It's okay, I just like to help, willing to help others. Why don't I remember that the Demon King of Haicheng has this side? But I don't want to think about it anymore. What has happened these days is enough to give me a splitting headache. While driving, Ju Singji asked attentively, but do you really want to get a divorce? I looked at my reflection outside the car window. My mind recalled every detail of my experience with Song Yiwon, and finally stopped at the slap he gave me. After a long while, I fell silent. You're quite willing to do that. I thought you would forgive him. It seems that I overestimated his position in your heart. Overestimated. My feelings for Song Yiwon can no longer be described by these 2 words. It started when he stood in front of me after my mother left. He is the only one in my heart. Only, no amount of love can compare to the moment I saw him cheating. Became a bubble, a sudden break. Ju Singji said casually, since you have chosen to divorce, would you like to consider me? I looked at him in disbelief. Are you crazy? A little bit. Can't it be that I have always had a crush on you? Otherwise, why would I help you just for the Song family's little assets? I have never thought about why Ju Singji helped me. Even if it is to alienate the relationship between me and the Song family, there is no substantial benefit either. After all, I am just Mrs. Song and I have no money. Don't take too much property after divorce. Seeing that I was concentrating on thinking, Ju Singji laughed out loud. Okay, don't think too much. How about I just think of it as poaching you to work in our company? I remember that you were doing data management at Songs. I'll pay you double. Good. Compared to the emotional aspect, perhaps the exchange of interests is what I can accept. Moreover, if I left the Song family, I would really have nowhere to go. The story of Song Yiwon's resurrection soon became known to everyone. when I returned to the villa. Song's mother was already standing in front of the door. When he saw me getting out of the car, he immediately took a few steps forward, grabbed my collar tightly, and raised his hand to slap me in the face. I immediately grabbed her wrist and shook it off. Mother Song didn't expect that I would actually resist her. She stiffened her neck and shouted angrily, "Are you crazy? In front of so many people, where can we put our Song family's face?" What happened at the auction spread throughout the famous circles in Haicheng. Many people called to inquire about her and ridicule her, making her feel extremely embarrassed. She was scolding me, and it was obvious that she had an argument with Su Wenhan. Should be generous and tolerant, Aunt Song. Yiwen and I are getting a divorce. Divorce? There was a flash of surprise in Song's mother's eyes. You want a divorce just because of such a small matter? It's wrong for Yiwen to lie to you. Isn't it because he's afraid that you'll be angry? Otherwise, he wouldn't have acted like this. Besides, even if he finds Su Wenhan, the position of Mrs. Song is still yours. So why are you so dissatisfied? Ever since Song Yuan started dating, Song's mother hasn't liked me very much. After all, famous families value matching. But I am no longer the daughter of the Su family. There is no benefit in being with me. But I can't resist the fact that Song Yuan likes me. So even if she didn't like me, she could only nod and let it go. Later he got married to please her. I almost humbled myself and worked like a slave. And now, I realize that all my efforts were in vain. She never accepted me from the bottom of her heart. Even though I saw Song Yuan cheating on me with my own eyes, I chose to stand by him, letting me be patient and keep my head down. I sighed, exhausted. I don't want to be Mrs. Song anymore. You can find whoever you want. Be it Su Wenhan or anyone else, it doesn't matter. I just want to let myself go. Are you serious, Su Luoluo? Let me tell you, everyone is trying their best to get Mrs. Song's seat. But you, then give it to someone else. I interrupted her before she could finish. If someone else wants to be the boss, let her be the boss. I'm quitting. After saying that, I went straight upstairs and started packing my things. For years, actually, I don't own many. Most of them were bought by Song Yiwen. Clothes, shoes, bags, each one has its own memories. I looked at them one by one for a while, and then put them back to their original positions. After finally packing, it could fit in a small suitcase. Walk out of the villa. A huge stone fell from my heart. Finally, it's over. Song Yiwen didn't believe that I really wanted to divorce him. He just thought I was angry. Until he got the divorce agreement. Then I realized I wasn't kidding. When the call came, I had just rented a house. It's not big. And it's simply a fantasy compared to the Song family's villa. But I am very satisfied. At least here I can feel safe. Su Luoluo. What do you mean? Even through the phone, I could feel his vague anger. It's nothing. After we sign, we will be completely divorced. As for the property, you will be kicked out of the house with nothing if you cheated on me after marriage. Master Song, you won't even bother me with this little money, right? You know that's not what I'm talking about. Do you really want to divorce me? I know I was wrong about Su Wenhan. I apologize to you. I promise there won't be a next time. Can we be good to each other? I was wrong. I apologize to you. Don't joke about this kind of thing. Song Yiwen suddenly changed his tone and spoke in a humble manner, just like how he coaxed me countless times when we quarreled in the past. I was distracted for a moment, but only for a second, just that 1 second. No need, you should just promise Su Wenhan. I wish you happiness. I don't agree to divorce. Luoluo, I know I was wrong. Please don't do this, I said in a cold tone with a hint of warning. It's the end now. Can you please not make it so embarrassing? Save some face for yourself. Song Yiwen was silent, after a long while, because of Ju Xingji, right? Are you really with him? Su Luoluo, are you treating me like this? What is our relationship? What are the 4 years we've been together? How could you fall in love with someone else? What a double-standard dog. Not only did he cheat on his wife, but now Tiangang is blaming all the mistakes on me. I was so angry that I laughed. Love you, Mom. Then he quickly hung up the phone. Why did Song Yiwen come to see me? Firstly, he couldn't bear to leave me, his wife of 4 years, and the love we had for each other. Secondly, there was already a huge uproar outside, and the pressure of public opinion forced him to do so. Otherwise the Song family would be the laughingstock of the whole city. But that has nothing to do with me. Even if he doesn't sign now, I have sorted out all the materials about his cheating. He had to sign the divorce lawsuit. Sure enough, the divorce agreement was sent within 2 days. There is also a saying, don't regret it. I didn't take it seriously. After joining Ju Singji's company, I was almost busy every day. Perhaps Ju Singji himself had selfish motives. So he intended to have someone cultivate me. There is not much else. Did young Master Song remarry? Didn't we hear about him cheating a while ago? Now the mistress is in power. Mrs. Song must be miserable. That's right. I heard that the mistress had a miscarriage after being beaten by Mrs. Song. Passing by the tea room, I vaguely heard the conversation inside. I found this out when I turned on my phone. The news of Song Yiwen's remarriage has become a hot topic. In the photo, Su Wenhan snuggled sweetly in his arms, showing no trace of the sadness from her recent miscarriage. I manually clicked the like button and also left a comment. Xiao-san is awesome. I wish you a happy new year. Then he smiled sarcastically. It would be pitiful to be reborn as her child. The day Song Yiwen and Su Wenhan got married. Very low-key. I heard that Song Yiwen didn't want to hold a wedding because he was afraid of being embarrassed. Su Wenhan didn't appreciate it. After all, she was a lady of the Su family. How could a woman like her, who was trying so hard to get into the upper class, miss this opportunity to become famous? It was a once-in-a-lifetime wedding, and she was bound to shine, so she bought flowers and stood downstairs of Song Yiwen's company, loudly announcing that she wanted Song Yiwen to hold a wedding for her. I won't leave until I do it. He didn't notice at all the embarrassed look on Song Yiwen's face, as if he had eaten a fly. The mistress took over and wanted to hold a wedding, not to mention that the Song family can't afford to lose this person. Someone like Song Yiwen, who has been in a high position for a long time, would not play tricks with her. But Su Wenhan just didn't understand. Did she really think that Song Yiwen loved her very much? The farce lasted for 3 days. Song Yiwen finally couldn't bear it anymore and agreed to hold a wedding for her. After returning home, I just wanted to take a rest, but then I heard the doorbell ring. I thought it was Ju Singji. After all, he comes here every day to eat and drink and to make his presence felt. But unexpectedly, when I opened the door, it turned out to be Song Yiwen. He reeked of alcohol and his eyes were blurry. Luo Luo. I wanted to close the door immediately, but the strength difference between men and women was too great. Song Yiwen pressed against the door tightly. Can we talk about this? There's nothing to talk about. If you don't leave, I'm calling the police. God knows how he found this place. Just thinking about it makes me feel a chill down my spine. After hearing what I said, Song Yiwen felt like a deflated ball. Her eyes were red as she looked at me. Don't you really want to see me? But I miss you so much, Luo Luo. I really know I was wrong. Can we get back together? I'll break up with her completely. I promise I won't do it again. I really know I was wrong. As he said that, he actually knelt in front of me. I was startled and quickly dodged. What on earth are you going to do? I just ask you to forgive me. I love you. Stop farting. How could someone who loves me cheat on me with the person I hate the most? The reason he regrets now is simply because he realizes that Su Wenhan doesn't regret it as much as I do. That's disgusting. My stomach was churning and I almost vomited. Seeing that I didn't react, Song Yiwen thought I was wavering, so he climbed up a few steps and started to play the victim again. Song Yiwen. A sharp voice came from behind. Su Wenhan walked towards him angrily. You said you were going out for a social event just to come and see this bitch. Why did you lie to me? Song Yiwen's face suddenly turned cold. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? If I hadn't followed you, I wouldn't have known this side of you. What? Do you regret it? Regret being with me? I tell you it's no use regretting it. Do you think she will still love you? You and I are birds of a feather. How can someone like you be worthy of her? Every word Su Wenhan said hit Song Yiwen's sore spot precisely. His arrogant character was on the verge of exploding. Snap. Song Yiwen's face turned red. He stood up and slapped Su Wenhan hard. You hit me. Su Wenhan looked at him in disbelief. That's enough. Stop embarrassing yourself here. Shame on you. Who is the one who is shameful? You got me pregnant, and now you're pretending to be a lovesick person. Isn't that disgusting? You're a fucking bastard. Su Wenhan rushed towards him with red eyes. The two men wrestled with each other. I was so scared that I quickly hid in the room and called the police. Ju Xingji rushed to the police station. He looked me over and asked worriedly, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" I shook my head. His sight fell on Song Yiwen, whose face was covered in blood. Not far away, Su Wenhan must have become autistic because of the scratching of his nails. Not long after, Song's mother also rushed over. "You did it. You hit my son." As soon as she came over, she started yelling at me. Ju Xingji immediately pulled me behind him and said with a frown, "Mrs. Song, you are wrong. The one who beat your son was your new daughter-in-law. It has nothing to do with my girlfriend. Also, please keep an eye on your son and stop harassing Luo Luo. Otherwise, I don't mind exposing what happened tonight and making your Song family famous." Mother Song was so angry that she couldn't speak for a long time. She naturally knew Ju Xingji's methods. If this matter really gets out, it will do more harm than good. She turned around and went towards Su Wenhan again. The scolding really made me see another side of the rich lady. For a moment, I actually felt sorry for Su Wenhan, but it was her own fault. I was about to leave the police station with Ju Xingji. Song Yiwen also came out. He didn't dare look at me, but just lowered his head. I guess he was sober. "Thank you." It took me a long time to realize that he was thanking me for calling the police. I waved my hand and didn't want to talk to him. "Luo Luo, are you and Ju Xingji together?" If it was put before, I would definitely say no. But now I realize that my denial only gave him the illusion that there was still a possibility for us. So this time, I nodded. "Yes, we are together." Song Yiwen shook his lips, as if he wanted to say something. Ju Xingji immediately stepped forward and held my hand. "Master Song, if you don't go to the hospital, you might be disfigured. Do you need me to call a taxi for you?" Song Yiwen's clenched fists loosened slightly, and he forced out a smile that was uglier than crying. "No need. I wish you happiness." I don't know who saw it, but the story between Su Wenhan and Song Yiwen was spread online. Their wedding was cancelled, and his father brought Su Wenhan to find Song Yiwen. He must be held responsible for Su Wenhan's miscarriage. Song's mother was a ruthless character, and the two families had an ugly quarrel and even a fight. The result was a lose-lose situation for both sides. At this moment, the Su family was suddenly investigated for fake projects, and that project happened to be a project in which the Song family was also involved. Only then did Song's mother realize that Song Yiwen had helped the Su family behind her back. She was about to explode with anger. "You are really crazy. How could you make such a low-level mistake? Do you know that the entire Song family has been ruined by you, in just one night?" The Su family went bankrupt and the whole family was taken to the police station. The Song family's funding chain was broken. Song Yiwen couldn't bear the pressure and committed suicide by jumping off a building. But he is lucky, didn't die. He fell and became a vegetable. When I heard the news, I was preparing for the wedding with Ju Xingji. "Yes, we are together. Want to go check it out?" I looked at the photo of the man lying on the hospital bed with a deathly pale face and shook my head. "No, I'm not familiar with it."